It is time to do our monthly wrap up, and I have read so many books this month, 17 in total. So I'm gonna try and keep it snappy, keep it short, keep it cute, and let's get into this video. Hi guys, welcome to my channel if you're new here, or welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. It is time to do our monthly wrap up. Now, as I said in the intro, I have read 17 books. Also wanted to put just a PSA out there. Sorry for the state of me. I was planning to get up this morning, wash my hair, get myself ready, like film this video, have a nice time editing it. Now, this is going to be a bit of a hodgepodge edit as well, I'm sure, because I spent 9 hours today in a hospital. Everything's fine. I'm just trying to take my band off and it's just ripped on me. Yeah, I spent 9 hours today in a hospital. Everything is fine. I've injured myself running, and because of the nature of it being in my leg, there was some concerns, but it's come back. I'm just being a bit of a drama queen. It's just a strained hamstring and just need to rest. So that's good news, but it does mean that I've spent my whole day from 9:30 till 6:30 in a hospital, unable to film this video. And part of me wished I just got up and filmed it beforehand, so at least I could have taken my laptop with me and edited it while I was there. But that didn't happen. So this is going to be a quick, cozy, cute wrap up for us. So yeah, let's get into it. I have read, I'm going to go through the stats first. I'll put them on screen for you. So I have read 17 books in total this month. Wow, 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 wow. Can we just take a moment, please? Because that is incredible. 17 books. I'm not sure how I've done it. I've spoken to my friends before, or my friend recently, and she was like, I don't know what you've done or how you've done it. And I was like, no, neither do I. In total, that totals to 5,820 pages, which gives you an average page count of 187.74 pages. And then the average page count per book is 342.35 pages, which is about right. I read a lot of romance and like thriller books, which tend to be around the 350-360 mark. Now, I guess the caveat with that is I've read a couple of longer thrillers this month, but then I've also read a couple of short stories, so that kind of balances out. The most read genre I read this month was romance, and I have hauled 2 books. One of them is an art copy, so I didn't buy it. One of them again was like a Kindle deal. It was The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson. It's been on my radar for a little while, and it was 99p on Kindle, and you cannot tell me you can say no to that. So without further ado, also TBR this month I struggled a bit with my TBR purely because I had lots of book pre-scheduled in for videos, and I had, in the end, my official TBR was 8 books, but I feel like in the end I had like 13 books or something silly that I needed to read. I finished them all, so yay me. Okay, let's actually dive into these books and what they're about. Like I said, I need to try and keep this video nice and short and sweet. So a few of them I've got videos on which will have more in-depth thoughts, and if not, then I will give you like a short summary. But the first book we read was The Love Detective. Now, this book was in my finishing series vlog, and you're following a woman who has like just split up with her fiance and goes out to India to meet her sister, and ends up meeting this guy, and they go on an adventure because her sister goes missing. So I really enjoyed this. I didn't know what to expect from it. That was kind of the premise I've got. It was just her and her fiance have split. She goes on a detective spree to find her sister, and obviously it's a romance, so you know there's some element of love in there. I gave this one 4 stars in the end. I thought this one was a really, really, really good book. It's very cute and cozy. It's not got very high stakes at all, but it does have that mystery element in it, so that meant the pacing was quite fast, so I really enjoyed that aspect of it. And yeah, I would definitely recommend. I'm looking forward to getting to book 2. So book 2 is Love from Paris. I'm excited to see how the romance develops into book 2, because by the end of this book they're an established couple, so we will see. But really enjoyed this. It took me by surprise, obviously not knowing much about it. So yeah, would highly recommend. Now, the next book I actually read on my Kindle, and it was Not What She Seems. This was for, I don't think The Love Detective was for my finishing series vlog. This one was for my spin a wheel vlog. That was it, my spin a wheel vlog. So then for my scavenger hunt vlog, I read Not What She Seems, which is a thriller book about a girl whose grandfather passes away and there's some suspicious circumstances surrounding it, or she feels there's some suspicious circumstances surrounding it, and it's just kind of navigating that. But there's a reason why she's not been back to her old town, and you kind of unpick that. Obviously there's a bit of synopsis in my scavenger hunt video. I gave this book 3 stars. Now, it was an okay thriller. I've had a bit of a mediocre reading month this month, and I think part of it is just because I've read so much. Sorry, I'm just trying to enlarge. I've read so much this month, and this just wasn't that great. Now, it was what it was. It kind of said what it did what it said on the tin. I didn't think it was that thrilling. There was a mystery element. I wanted to know what happened. I read it relatively quickly because of that. Would I recommend this? No. Am I going to go and continue from the author? No. But I wouldn't necessarily say it was a bad book, and kind of the twists near the end were good. So do with that what you will. It was okay. It was like that 3-star middle of the road kind of book. I think someone could definitely pick it up and really, really enjoy it. I just don't know whether I've read a few too many thrillers, or it just wasn't my style of thriller. So then I picked up, for my finishing series vlogs, I picked up the next 3 books. So I picked up Before by Anna Todd. I said my piece about this book in the video. This book is kind of, I was told of it as a prequel from Hardin's perspective. However, it's a prequel, or there's sections on the before Tessa about like key women in Hardin's life. So he's got a bit of a playboy past and a playboy kind of understanding, and so you're following their stories and like the girls' stories. Then you've got the during, which is his story with Tessa, which we've got it from his point of view in book 1. Why we redid it in this one, I don't know. It was unnecessary. And we've got the after, which is following key viewpoints from key characters like after everything's happened and kind of years down in the future. Now, the before and the after section I enjoyed, and I love seeing like different characters' perspectives and their interactions with Hardin specifically, but also then seeing Hardin and Tessa. However, the during bit was just pointless and boring, and I feel like Anna could have created a book that there was this length with other characters' viewpoints. You didn't get Tessa's mum's viewpoint, you didn't get, I don't think you got Hardin's dad's viewpoint either, and so just a few other viewpoints in there you could have definitely done with, and just seen that side of it a bit more. However, yeah, it was a mediocre book. I gave it 3 stars. I love the characters. I feel like if you're not connected with the characters, do not read this book because it's pointless. However, if you're connected with the characters and will eat absolutely everything eat up everything that's to do with them, that's like me, then read it. It's a quick, easy read. I mean, the writing's lovely, like nicely formatted in it. Anna's writing is easy to digest. So yeah, not great. Then I read The Rulebook by Sarah Adams. I listened to this one on audiobook. So what I will preface this video by saying is that I listened to a lot of these books on audiobook, or I mixed media'd them. So I read bits of it and then I listened to bits of it on audio. So I think I listened, the book so far, there's only one, so only The Love Detective did I read without any audio. The rest of it so far I've had audio support with. I've also gone home a few times, and where I live and home, it's a 5-hour drive, so I can get through a whole audiobook just in one sitting, so you'll see a few of those as well. But this book I gave 4 stars. You are following Nora and Derek, and Nora is a NFL like manager or PR person, I believe, and Derek obviously plays in the NFL, and they are exes, and he has been injured, so comes back from injury to his management company, who have kind of palmed him off on the new hot on the block manager, and that is Nora. And so he's trying to infuriate Nora into quitting and not working with him, and she's doing everything she can to prove that she is the right person for the job and they were right to take a chance on her. So as you can imagine, it's forced proximity. It's not really a slow burn, but it is. They've got that kind of underlying chemistry there, and you get to see the characters from the cheat sheet in there as well. I really enjoyed this book. Like I said, I gave it 4 stars. I thought it was a really easy book to read and digest, and I'm looking forward to reading more of Sarah Adams' work. I've got a few more books on I've got a few more of her books on my radar, and there's one on my TBR for this month. So yeah, really enjoyed this one. 4 stars, would recommend. The next book kind of flipped the genre a little bit. We went to a thriller and we read The Family Remains by Lisa Jewell. Now, I was skeptical going into this book because this book follows, obviously it's a duology from The Family Upstairs, and if you remember me reading that book, I wasn't a massive fan. I thought it was okay, I just didn't think it was anything special. And so I went into The Family Remains kind of understanding that and just thinking the last one was following a past tense timeline. Didn't like that, I didn't vibe with it. So what is going to happen in this one? Now this one, you're following the family a year or so later, or 5 years later, and you're seeing how their lives have kind of changed and developed, and you're also like, one of them goes to try and find a key character from book 1, and you're following that plot point. Now, that's a very vague summary for you because I do feel like most thrillers you should endeavour to go into blind. I feel that this was a very good book. I really enjoyed Lisa Jewell's writing. I read this one physically, and that's a testament because a lot of her books I've listened to, so you can see her writing style, like the formatting of her writing is incredible, and her writing style is so good, and I just ate this one up, which was unusual and unexpected. So I really enjoyed that one. Now, the next book I read, I feel bad calling it a book because it is literally 64 pages, but I read it on my Kindle, and that was The Housemaid's Wedding. I have no words to describe that story because I ate it up. Now, it's 64 pages, so I read it in an hour, but I gave it 5 stars. You'll ask, like, how can I give 64 pages worth of story 5 stars? I know, but I kind of expected kind of a fluffy book that bridges the gap between books 2 and books 3 of the series, where, as you can imagine, she got married. However, this book had kind of a thrillery plot line going through it, and like suspicion and suspect, and the twists and turns within it in 64 pages was jam-packed, which, I mean, Freida McFadden is known for, but I ate that up, and yeah, really enjoyed it. 5 stars. The next book I listened to on my way back from Liverpool. Again, this is one that I listened to in like one go-ish. I had to pause it when I got here, and I had just under an hour left, so I finished it off then. I gave this one 4 stars. You are following Aurora and Russ, and they have a one-night stand back at college, and then for the summer they're both going off to this summer camp, but don't realise each other are going. They get there, and then they are in forced proximity with each other, seeing how each other react and just navigating that. I mean, I really enjoyed this one. It didn't quite give me the 5-star feels, which I don't know whether part of that is because I listened to it audibly and I listened to it relatively quickly, or it just didn't quite hit the 5-star feels. But I love Aurora, I love Ross. You continue to see them later on in the books and stuff, and yeah, definitely would recommend this series. It starts with Icebreaker, and Unpopular Opinion is coming up later on in the video, but Icebreaker is not my favourite, neither is Wildfire, so I know. But 4 stars, did enjoy. The next book, a Freida McFadden book, 4 stars. Now, not Freida McFadden, sorry, Lisa Jewell, 4 stars, and another Lisa Jewell book, 3 stars. I'm going to talk about these two together because, again, I like to recommend books in kind of for thrillers without much of a synopsis. This one you're following the suspicion around a head teacher who's just moved into the town, and lots of interconnected characters coming into play. And this one you are following someone being hit by a bus with a secret, and you're following that. Now, I held these up together because I just want to say how polar opposite they were. Watching you, I ate up, loved every second of it. 4 stars, didn't quite give 5 stars, but I absolutely ate that up, loved it. The Third Wife, it was okay, 3 stars. Realistically, I think I need to think about my star rating because they do feel completely different to me. They are completely different categories. This one was absolutely incredible. This one was okay, and it's just a testament that Lisa Jewell's writing for me is really hit and miss. So obviously I read The Family Upstairs and didn't particularly enjoy that one. Then I read None of This Is True, absolutely loved it, 5-star read. Then I read The Family Remains, and that was a 4-star. Then I read Watching You, which was a 4-star, and I thought, okay, we're going. And then I read The Third Wife, and that was also mediocre, not great. So I think most of her writing for me is good, and I do like it, and I do want to try more of her work. However, she's not necessarily an author which I'm going to run out and buy everything she releases and I have to read it there and then. It's just a case of she is a good author, and I know that I would get a relatively good plotline. Okay, the next book, shocking, is The Old Flames and New Fortunes, 3 stars. Which sounds harsh. Like, I've thought about this book a lot since I finished it, but it just took me by surprise. I thought this book was a fantasy. It's not. It's more a romance with magical realism. It was a fake dating plotline, which didn't go the way that I thought it would go. The couple were together by roughly the 50% mark, and then the second half was basically issues within the couple that didn't really need to be there. I think you could have, Sarah could have maybe eked out the first half a little bit with the fake dating, and needed to eke that out and see how the characters would have managed that, like, struggling dilemma, because both the people in the fake dating ended up with the people that they like originally were going after and stuff like that. So yeah, not sure how I feel about this one. Gave this one 3 stars. I am looking forward to book number 2, which is coming out this month, and I will pick it up and see how it goes. The next book, I'm sorry if you love classics, I do not. I read Persuasion by Jane Austen. Don't ask me what it's about, I don't know. I said that in one of my books. I think it was my read with me for a week. I don't know what it was about. I can't tell you. I know the ending. I roughly get it, but not massively. 2 stars, listened to it, just not great. I did want to say that I listened to all of these books. I read all of these books in my read with me for a week, plus this book as well, Now You See Her. So if you want more in-depth thoughts, they're in there. So then, spoiler, Now You See Her is next. This book I gave 3 stars. This is again another thriller. Some woman has like lost a child, and she takes her friend's child to a summer fair, and the child goes missing, and so you're just unpicking that. But you see it from 2 points of view, and that really intrigued me to start with, because I was like, how does that make sense? The twist happens in between the two, which was about just over 50% mark. Gosh, that gripped me it gripped me, and it made me binge the rest of this book. Everything else was just So I gave it 3 stars. I was kind of teetering on the 2 stars, but because of the twist in the middle that I definitely didn't see coming was shocking, I bumped it up to 3 stars, but like I say, everything else was just a bit I don't have any words to describe it. It's just a bit like not great. Would I recommend it? Probably not. There's definitely better thrillers out there. I'm not going to go running out to see Heidi Park writing anymore. If she posts something and it gets big like hype, then maybe I will, but yeah, it looked good, wasn't the best. I've got another 5-star read. How many 5 stars have I had this month? Because honestly, it's unusual. So I normally have like 2 5 stars a month. I've had 3 this month, and this is the second one. So the next 5 stars is The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. If you don't know what this book is about, this book is about 5 children who have some sort of natural ability to, like, within life. So you've got someone who can read your emotions, you've got someone who can like not fortune tell, but can read behavior and patterns and like tell you about your life. You've got someone who is very good at spotting lies but can also lie really well, and you've got someone who's really good with statistics. So they're like natural abilities that you are following, and you're following one of the girls who gets recruited into this program to like solve cold cases, but then there's an active case that kind of takes over just what they're thinking about, but they're not really allowed to work on this active case, and there's a long storyline link with one of the characters and something that's happened in her past. Again, it's a thriller mystery, it's YA, it's quick and easy to read. Jennifer Lynn Barnes has done it again. Quick, easy read, formatted beautifully on Kindle Unlimited. Like, everything that you could possibly want is in this book, and I just love it. The only qualm I had with it is the love triangle. Can she just not? Like, I just don't want a love triangle in it. But 5 stars, absolutely incredible. The next book I gave 4 stars to, so this is where my reading month started to get slightly better. So 4 stars to this next book, and it is the Soulmate Equation. I was really hoping for a 5-star here. So this book is following a character who has a daughter and she's kind of given up on love. And you're also following a doctor who has created this equation, hence the Soulmate Equation, on finding your one true love, your significant other, your life partner, using like spit and DNA. And so one of the female character who's given up on love sends off her spit, they come back and match, and you're kind of following them navigate that because they use that match as a PR stunt. So you're following them navigate that, and obviously there's twists and turns along the way. What I did like about this is the third act conflict started out not being miscommunication, and then it went to a miscommunication trope, and I was like, how? This could have been so good if it was communicated properly and just done. You could have continued the book and had it at the same length if it was just navigated slightly differently, which is where it dropped down to 4 stars, because I did really enjoy it. I read this one physically, and yeah, it was a really, really good story. It was quite wholesome, quite cutesy, and I loved how the characters just interacted with each other. I loved seeing the bond develop with the daughter as well. So again, would highly recommend. The last book that I've got physically, and my last 5-star of the month, I fear I am Hallie. I'm sorry, she loves reading. She's slightly shy but like outgoing. Oh, it's just, this book was incredible. I again was driving home and listened to this one on audiobook because I thought, what a better way to finish off the series than listening to it on my way home, like I listened to Wildfire on the way back. I got home again with about 45 minutes to spare. I did not want to put this down, and I went to see my niece and nephew, so I couldn't listen to it with them. Obviously it's a bit spicy. And yeah, just what an incredible book. So you're following Hallie and Henry. Hallie is a book lover who has just recently split up with her long-term boyfriend and is trying to write a story but has no real life experience. And Henry is on the hockey team. He is struggling with a class and then recruits the help of Hallie to like mentor him, and he then in turn will give her life experiences and just dates her really to help her with her like novel that she's writing. And it's just a cute, cozy like romance. Henry is top tier book boyfriend. He is what every girl needs in life to support you in your ambitions, in your goals, in your dreams. So yeah, would highly recommend. 5 stars. I do think it's better if you read the series in order because there's a lot of side characters that appear up in all the other books, but if not, read this book. It is slightly spicy, but he helps her navigate her like spicy time in such a kind and caring way because that is something that she struggles with. So yeah, really, really enjoyed it. Love Henry. And then the last 2 I listened to on audiobook whilst I was driving back, and we've got This Winter by Alice Osman. Kind of listened to it at the wrong time of year, but I just thought it's a cute little like novella that follows Charlie, Oscar and Tori at their Christmas time, which if you're not familiar with the Heartstopper series, Charlie is the main guy in the Heartstopper series, Tori is his sister and Oscar is his younger brother. So you're following them at Christmas and navigating that with the key topic from the series of what Charlie struggles with. And then the second book that I read was Solitaire by Alice Osman, and that is actually Tori, which is Charlie's sister's book, and her story about finding friendship with an unlikely character. I gave both of these books 3 stars. I didn't think there was anything special. I mean, This Winter is just a novella. It's not that long. It's about 120 pages long. So it's not that long and it's hard. It was a Christmassy novella and I was listening to it in March. So it's an interesting listen, but I did think it was good. Did I think it was necessary? Not really, but I did think it was good. And then Solitaire was really nice. I got told that it was a romance and it's not. It's literary fiction-ish for YA, and I do think it was good. I just don't think it was anything amazing. And after some of Alice Osman's other work, like her written work as well, I just couldn't compare it. But it was a good story. It was a nice story, and yeah, would definitely recommend kind of Alice Osman's work. It's so wholesome, sweet, and just navigating topics that are normally quite hard to think about and process. And then just want an honorary mention because I've not finished it. I'm not even anywhere near it, but I am reading a really exciting arc. you will know by the end of this month, I think, what arc it is, and I can tell you my full thoughts. But oh my gosh, it's not even on Goodreads yet, so I've not even been able to log it, which is just insane. I'm still reading it, and I'm filming this on the 1st of April, so it's exciting. Exciting things are coming. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed kind of a really quick style. It is Tuesday today, and this goes out tomorrow, and I just really didn't want to miss the first Wednesday upload after hyping it up for so long. So I'm just hoping this doesn't take me that long to edit tonight, so I can get a nice early sleep so I can go to work fine tomorrow. But thank you so much for watching. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, everything that you're amazing at, and I will see you in the next video on Sunday, which is really exciting. That's a more vlog style, so hopefully you guys will enjoy that as well. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.